Hey, welcome to the Jive Check YouTube channel. My name is Cole, and today we're doing a really dumb deck profile. Really dumb deck profile. Get that die out of the way. Um, yeah, we're doing what is it? Iron Anchor Resentment Dragon. Because I think the deck is very interesting. It's not good. It's like watered down Zorga, and Zorga is already kind of struggling to keep up anyway. So it's a little rough, a little rough. Normally I'd have like a face cam and like a better layout and whatnot, but my whole desk is set up for BRO happening this weekend, so I'm not gonna mess it up just to record for a little bit. So here we go. We're gonna jump into it. For those of you who don't know, Iron Iron Anchor Resentment Dragon. Let's see if we can. I can't focus in, but basically he lets you alchemagic, but with two of the same orders. So you take an order from your hand and you alchemagic with an order in your drop zone. But they have to be the same name. Zorga says with two different names, and Zorga also allows you to counterblast one and revive a unit, whereas Iron Anchor does not have that requirement. Not requirement, but that skill. And that actually really sucks. Because I have to rely on other cards in order to actually like have a field. So that part really sucks. But for ride line, it's just the normal Zorga stuff. Nothing special. Because I deal with orders. I want to draw a lot, get some orders into my drop zone, all that kind of shenanigans. And then we've got the 3 persona rides, because I guess maybe we'll just move it over here, out of the way. The 3 persona rides, because I need the power, basically the power in the draw, also the soul that they provide. So that's pretty nice. Alright, and then here are our main attackers. Whoops, it's gonna be this way. Miscreant Beating. And Miscreant Beating says that it gains 5,000 power for each for each order card in my bind zone. So what I want to do is the whole entire goal of the deck, it's just like how I play Zorga right now, is I turbo mill, and then I try and turbo bind as many orders as possible. So these guys can get really chonky, real thick, and then I have ways to make them even stronger. So we'll just set that aside. And then we've got the dog, Shadow Cloak. He is less good in Iron Anchor. He's good like the first 2 turns that you can not ride him, but call him, because then you can set up your drop zone for the same orders that you need in your hand, which is nice, and I'll explain that when we get to the actual order section. I don't really care about bouncing a unit back to my hand, because my units just are there to attack. So he's literally there to just set up early and make sure I have what I need in my drop zone, and then go from there. I hate that I can't add it back to my hand, but we have ways around that. So there's that. And then we also have 3 Hendrina. Hendrina is how I mill. Hendrina is she's how I'm gonna set up my drop zone, basically. And I do have some slight possible soul issues. And she kind of rectifies that, but more often than not, I'm going to keep her on the field as an attacker or interceptor. So being able to mill 3 when she's called is really nice. Very nice. And then also, kind of an MVP of the deck is Coffin Shooter. Coffin Shooter, Soul Blast 1, and bind in order, and I get to call him to an open rearguard circle. So he lets me refill my board, especially when Iron Anchor won't allow me to. It's a Soul Blast, which is why Persona Ride's really good. Also, Hendrina offsetting some of the soul cost needed for the orders when you alchemy magic is pretty important. But yeah, being able to call him, he's also at 10k, which I'm very shocked because Bushiroad has history of really screwing with base stats of Stoicheia cards. So that's really cool. I think he's actually a pretty cool card. Pretty cool card. But yeah, he's actually very important because it lets me bind in order, which makes the miscreant beating even better. Alright, then we have a one of sleeve tugging bell, and that's just in case I need a real big thick beater. When she's placed, I can discard all of my cards in my bind zone, and she gets 5k for every card. Yep, for every card. Which is, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I've never used her at all, ever, but she's a pretty good option. We have carry-on processing over here. Act counterblast 1. Bind this unit. Choose an order card from your drop and put it into your hand. So, this lets me get the copies that I need into my hand. It's a counterblast, but if you've looked at all of our costs so far, this is the majority of our deck right here. Not a single counterblast. So, whereas Zorga doesn't need to run this, slash can't really afford to run it because of the counterblast cost, Iron Anchor has nothing to counterblast. So, it works very well. Very well. Because this is just kind of like a fun deck. I only have like the starter deck PGs, but you just change those to the actual PGs, and then you're good to go. Same thing for the overtrigger, by the way. I just have the generic overtrigger, but I would probably run the Stoicheia one, just because it allows me to have an extra heal, front, draw, crit, which that actually will matter in Iron Anchor because the more power I can get to my front row, the better, because I'm a 3-attack deck. So it makes it pretty nice. So normally how you want to have your orders, I'll lay them out. We'll lay them all out, actually. Normally, for Iron Anchor, you want to have max amount of copies of every order that you want to actually play. Because you have to double up. So you never want an odd number, otherwise that order is just never going to be alchemagicked. So I've got 2 of Death Inviting Black Magic. And that is a counterblast cost, but you can reduce the counterblast cost by 1 for every card in my bind zone. So I have a lot of cards that bind themselves or bind orders or even just straight up alchemagicking. Allows me to profit off of that. But it says you can pay the cost by counterblast 4, but you can literally get it to 0 very easily. And it says draw 2 cards. So how alchemagic works is you would pick one from your hand and pick one from your drop zone, and then you would perform both the effects. So I would actually draw 4 cards for free that turn, essentially. Now, if I only had 3 cards bound, then I would have to pay 1 counterblast on each, so that'd be 2 counterblasts total. But again, like I said, I'm not really using counterblast in the deck, so it's not that big of a deal. Also, to draw a bunch, which is actually pretty good. So there's that. That's one order. Now we have, this is my favorite order, actually, in both Zorga and in Iron Anchor, and even I'm running in Flagberg as well. I haven't really tested Flagberg yet. But it's Nectar of Sensationalism, so choose one of your rear guards until the turn. It gets power plus 5,000 for every 5 cards in your drop, and if you have 15 or more, it gets a crit as well. So there's my pressure, and basically, I had the Alchemagic 2 at the time, 2 of the same, so my front row, both my rear guards, are getting real strong, and now they're going to have a crit as well. So I can use it on Miscreant Beating to make him even stronger. I can also do it on a grade 2, like a Coffin Shooter, or a Hendrina, or a Shadow Cloak if I have them up, or I can make Sleeve Tugging Bell even stronger as well. Also, there is no cost. You just do it. So obviously it's better late game, but I try to get to late game quicker by reusing Hendrina as often as possible, and with Spiritual Body Condensation. This card is really good. It's just Soul Blast 1, revive something same grade as your Vanguard or less, and then give him 5k. So, she's the main target. Just going to keep replaying Hendrina, or if I need to get Miscreant Beating out, because I don't have Zorga as kind of less one call something, I can use that as well. So there's a lot of things I can do with that. But yeah, I like these orders a lot, actually. I think these are probably the best ones for Iron Anchor, especially these two, because you just want to double up on these all the time. Being able to draw 4 is going to be really, really freaking sweet. Another like bait proxy, I guess. These are going to be the Sunflower Elena, I think her name is. But I don't have any more, so this is what you get. And that's fine, because this is a dumb budget deck. Got 4 heals, of course. I'm running 4 fronts, and I think that I should run 4 fronts in Zorga as well, because I want to have a front row. I'm also more often than not going to attack with my Vanguard first. So I get a very large, or not, it behooves me to attack with, to not attack with, but to run max fronts. Also, they give extra low guard, so that's pretty nice. Then we got 4 draws as well, and I need a draw. I need a draw, because I need to find my pieces, and I need to find my orders to get them back to my hand. So I'm running more draws. Also, they're not bad discard fodder. So there's that as well. And then currently it's the generic overtrigger, but I mean, come on, just run Blessed Favor, just pull it from a different deck. But this is what I got. Budget. It's pretty fun actually, because you have to set up your deck, not your deck, but like your turns in advance more so with Zorga, because Zorga I can mix and match like different names, one from my hand, one from my drop zone, and I can kind of sort of toolbox it a little bit better. But this is Zorga but streamlined, so it's kind of better in that aspect, I guess. I don't know. But I think it's pretty cool. It's a different way of thinking about Zorga. Not Zorga, but Alchemagic. And I do hope that I can make stuff with set 4. I haven't really looked into it. I think there may have been one order that I liked. But I definitely think that triple rare dragon that I hate in Zorga might actually be okay in Iron Anchor. Adds more crit pressure, calls itself out, and I can give it power with nectar and whatnot. Actually, hold on. It wouldn't, because it calls itself out afterward. After you Alchemagic. So, never mind. No, I'm back off of that card. That card's so bad. It goes against everything that Alchemagic wants. Never mind. That's fine. It's whatever. That might see play in here. I don't know. I like Miscreant Beating more. I like the lower Super Turbo Mill version. I also might drop Shadow Cloak for Hendrina, but I really like having 2 Shadow Cloak at once, because it really helps me set up for what I need. So that is the Iron Acre deck profile. It exists. It's an interesting way of thinking about Zorga, but yeah, that's it. Oh, this deck is awful. Go ahead in the comments, let me know what you think about the build, what you would change. It is not a super tested build, I'm going to tell you right now. In theory, this all works. I did a couple test hands, and it's all there, but like it's a meme deck, I don't expect it to be good, so I'm not going to like do a bunch of super intense testing. But if you know any other like cards that would make a better fit for this, let me know in the comments. Also, if you could subscribe, that'd be great. I got quite a few plans coming for the YouTubes. So all the followage and help would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, without further ado, heading out. Stay tuned. I think the next video will probably be a recap on BRO for me, and how I did and what I played against and all that stuff. Probably gonna be more in the realm of the perfect guard breakdown, not meta breakdowns, but tournament breakdowns, I guess, is probably the better thing. Anyway, alright, I'm heading out. Sorry there's no face cam, but like whatever, I just shaved so I look like a baby anyway, so it's fine. Alright, bye.